for that. We are now working on that. We would then, of course, need very much the support of the Commission of being not just in passing the legislation, but actually to meet the mandate. But I'd like to give the floor to Mr. Mpda, and I would appreciate if you could also, there's a package of about 214 million for the period 2009-2014 that is foreseen for development cooperation with Angola, and probably going to areas of governance, democracy, and life support for institutional reform, human and social development, including rural development, demand. So how do you evaluate? Is this money really being used? Is this money being that do you see improvement? And of course, you're free to, if you at some point, when we enter the debate, we can actually open a theory that the Chatham House rules for more practice. But we have to show.
Thank you very much, and thank you for inviting us. I will structure my preliminary remarks in three short headings. First, the importance of Angola first, and where we see the country as such at this stage. Secondly, briefly on the challenges of the issues which are of our concern today, that's human rights and economic governance of corruption. And thirdly, and most importantly, how the European Union, let's say, reacts to it and is in dialogue with the Angolan authorities on these issues. First, how we see Angola. You said it, Angola is an important country for the European Union, not only because of for Portugal, but also as such for the European Union. And I think it will be increasingly important in the years to come. But it is also a country that is in rather rapid mutation and in evolution. I was in Luanda in February, I think, at the moment of the visit of Secretary General Ban Ki-moon, and he said, I'm the 5th UN Secretary General to visit Angola, and the first to visit Angola in time of peace. And I think that's important. And 10 years is, on the one hand, long, but in the history, it's also quite short. So we are still, I think we still have to consider the country also from that perspective. But also in a sense that I think we are entering in an important period now with the upcoming elections, with the fact that after 10 years, I think, and you said it, the population also wants to see real dividend of stability and of economic growth. And I think the authorities in Luanda are increasingly aware of this and open for this. And the elections of this year, as I said, in that respect, will also be important. Secondly, the challenges. I think our colleague from Amnesty International, I think, listed the challenges in the area of human rights. So I don't need to complement that. I think what I would like to complement in this respect is two elements. First, that Angola adopted in 2010 a new constitution that contains a lot of positive elements in the sense of fundamental rights and liberties, criminalization of torture, abolition of capital punishment, the creation of a state secretariat for human rights. And all these elements, I think, need to be underlined, but also not only as a sense of awareness of the authorities, but also willingness and openness to improve institutional capacity to tackle the challenges which are there, of course. And secondly, I think the UN Universal Periodic Review in 2010 made quite some important recommendations also to improve the state of human rights in Angola and the capacity of the Angolan government to tackle these. And almost all of them were accepted by the Angolan authorities, and they focus on a very broad range of areas: the right convictions that were mentioned, the right to education, the right to health, the right to participate in public and political life, freedom of expression, and so on. Situation of migrant workers, which is also an important element. So these elements are, I think, important to complement what has already been said. In the area of economic governance and corruption and inequality, this is of course an issue of concern when you see the 2011 Corruption Perception Index. Angola ranks 188 out of 183 countries. So that's definitely not good. And it is an issue that is really part of the way the country functions in a certain way. And although the government has taken steps to improve transparency, publishes now timely accounts of oil revenues, the financial management system to track all government revenues and expenditures. National provincial level has improved. There was an audit of Sonangol. There have been also at the level of the president strong statements against government corruption. And last but not least, also the law on administrative probity, which was approved in Parliament in March 2010. But the index that I refer to states that there's still a long way to go and much work to do. And turning to social inequality, there's the Gini coefficient ranks Angola also at the top of most unequal societies. So there again, much still has to be done to improve this the equality of the society. As far as the European Union is concerned, we have a dialogue. That's one thing, but we also give complete support, both on the issue of human rights, but also elections. And then I would like to update you on the future, and that's in a certain way the joint way forward. We are in the process of finalizing with our Angolan partners. First of all, dialogue. We have quite a strong dialogue with the Angolan authorities on all political issues. So there's also a thematic work group on human rights, which is operating in Luanda, and that meets regularly. And we may, when there's high-level contacts like the visit of President Barroso in April this year, there are frequent meetings also with civil society. Our head of delegation to this, Barroso did it when I was there in Peru. We also had a meeting with civil society. So our political dialogue goes beyond just talking to the Angolan authorities. But we also give concrete support in our relations with Angola and our, let's say, assistance. Under the 9th and 10th EDF programs of supporting non-state actors, we, together with the thematic budget lines of the European Instrument for Human Rights and Democracy, more than 10 million euros was devoted to allow the reinforcement of capacity of non-state actors in different areas, including democracy and human rights. We have also supported financially the participation of Angolan human rights defenders in the 2010 Universal Periodic Review I referred to earlier. And we, with the Angolan authorities, we support under the 10th EDF National Indicative Program, also support to governance, both economic and institutional reforms, involving the modernization of public administration, decentralization, local governance, support to the justice sector, which is critical in the human rights area, and the strengthening of public finance management. So a lot is ongoing there. And maybe last word on current support now before going to the joint way forward is on the elections. you mentioned, chaired elections in 2008, and we all underscore the importance of the elections in the upcoming ones. And in dialogue with the Angolan authorities, we will send some experts from the EU Electoral Observation Division here in Brussels to screen in a certain way the preparations for the elections and to exchange and support efforts to improve the system so that we can have good elections after summer. Final word on the joint way forward. The Angola-European Union joint way forward is under discussion after quite some time, but we are very pleased with the progress that has been made over recent months, because we really think that this is very significant for our overall relations with Angola in the sense of partnership, transparency, and deeper dialogue, but also cooperation. It's clear that with the level of development of Angola, we as European Union need also to identify better the niche where we can offer an added value to Angola, and that is exactly what the kind of discussions we have had in the last months, and where the visit of President Barroso gave, in fact, the final push to be able to finalize these discussions now in the coming weeks, and to sign this document of joint way forward. And the issues of good governance and human rights are very prominent